Hey, Internet.
Hi.
We missed you.
Yeah, I did. It's weird.
Yeah. We miss you when you're gone, Internet, and we think about you all the time.
Mm-hmm. And I buy you things at the store sometimes. Just things that make me think of you.
How y'all doing? We are back with our 13th episode of Goose Chase.
Lucky 13.
Yeah. I actually didn't realize we had done this many of them until I went to set this project file up here, so...
Yeah.
We are well into it. We have chased many a goose.
Many a goose.
Many a goose. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's been lots of geese that have been chased by us.
That's the best way to say that, I think.
The most concise. Really.
It is the day before Thanksgiving. We have a whiny, annoying dog that will not shut up.
Bubba, come here.
Come on, boy.
He likes to sit across the basement in a couch.
And just
on a couch and just stare at us and moan. Come here, lay down.
Yeah, it's the day before Thanksgiving.
And all through the house. Not a creature was stirring. Not even a turkey.
Yeah, no turkey here. I actually really want to cook a turkey sometime. I've never done it. I know it's going to be a pain in the ass. I know I'm going to mess it up. But I want a whole bird to myself.
We can do like a Friendsgiving sometime. But
no, you're missing the point.
You just want an entire
I want a whole
turkey.
bird to myself.
Gotta tell you, you can have it. Because I'm not that big a fan of turkey.
I'm pretty into turkey.
Not that into turkey. So, I don't know if you know this, but I'm weird about meat. Mm-hmm. Like, very particular about the flavor.
Well, you know I know this.
I know, I'm just teasing. But if, like, turkey, even more so than chicken, will occasionally just have, like, this flavor, almost, like, gamey flavor to it if it's not cooked right, that just, like, makes me gag, and I hate it. So I only eat it basically on Christmas and Thanksgiving, and even then I eat very little of it, and I just like carbo load.
Yeah. Well, see, what I want is, as much as I want like hot, fresh turkey, what I really want is a bunch of cold turkey for sandwiches for the next week.
Yeah.
I'm really into turkey, and I'm into really heavily salted turkey.
I will say I'm into like an open face turkey sandwich with some mashed potatoes on that, drowning in gravy with liberal amounts of salt and pepper. Like, that is the perfect leftover meal.
I get it. It makes sense.
I love a good open face.
Yeah, good open face. This is probably a good time to talk about everyone's favorite Thanksgiving myth, which I am assured every year is not a thing.
Tryptophan.
Everyone always, ever since I was little, people would, it was like this common wisdom. Oh, yeah, well, turkey's got a lot of tryptophan, and that's why you eat, 4 pounds of it and then pass out.
Yeah, that's why you get tired. No, fat ass. That's because you ate 4 meals.
Yeah, your body
in one meal.
Your body doesn't have the blood in it to keep your brain alive after that. That's what happened.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you a fat ass. Listeners.
No, but it's a popular myth.
But no, that's what it really is. You just eat a lot, and then your body, it has to use a lot of energy to digest it.
That and you spike, your blood sugar goes up and then falls off.
You crash.
Yeah, it's like you got a ton of carbs in you as well.
Right, especially since a lot of the sides are carb heavy, potatoes and stuffing and like sweet potatoes, especially if you have like the candied yams that have like marshmallows on them.
Right.
Like, it's all carbs and sugar.
It really
and
is.
A teeny little bit of protein.
Yeah. The apparently the tryptophan thing, while there is a lot of tryptophan in turkey, the reason that it doesn't really affect you is because it really doesn't work very well on a full stomach or with food. So tryptophan, which apparently you can get pharmaceutically for purposes, I believe. I had heard on NPR something to this. I never heard of it before. But if you're going to take it for whatever its intended purpose is, you have to take it on an empty stomach. So forget what you think you knew about tryptophan. The reason you're tired is because you ate a whole bunch.
Yeah. So if you ate like nothing but turkey and you hadn't eaten anything else, you maybe could get that effect, but
Yeah, it seemed their suggestion was not even.
Not even because you have to
because
fill your stomach to get the tryptophan.
Because it's being delivered with turkey, it's like nullified.
Huh.
Surprised
Interesting.
me. I didn't know that.
Interesting. Good to know.
I also not learned, but was reminded of the word spatchcock, which is apparently the same as butter flying open a turkey or whatever, sort of whatever you do. Spatchcocking, which is way more fun to say.
Seems appropriate.
Spatchcock.
I like spatchcock.
It's fun to say.
Who doesn't like spatchcock?
I don't know.
I said it and went, that's weird. I'm going to keep going.
So yeah, Thanksgiving is upon us. If you're listening, if you can avoid it, don't go shopping on Thanksgiving.
Don't do that.
Don't do it. It sucks.
And then, if you're going to do it, don't apologize to the employees.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry you have to be here. No, fucker. You're the reason they're there.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
If you're gonna do it, at least have the fortitude to be like, well, I'm gonna do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Don't apologize. Be nice to the employees, but don't be like, oh, I'm sorry you have to be here.
Oh yeah, that's the worst.
No.
No. You do not get to have it both ways.
Yeah. You are not really sorry. If you were sorry, you would not be doing this. I hate it when people apologize to me over stuff like that. Like, you're not sorry. You're not sorry. Don't say it. I don't want you to apologize if you don't really mean it. And honestly, I'd rather you just change your ways than apologize to me. Like,
honestly, whatever your $100 4K TV that is going to be there. This is straight out of Chris's mouth. The last time we did the podcast, he said, straight up, it's not going to be a good one. It's going to be a good price, but you're going to get probably a substandard product, and you got to be the third person in line to get there, which means you got to be sitting there since noon anyway. What are you doing? Wait till Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday's great. You can shop in your underwear. All kinds of stuff is cheap. Perfect.
I was talking to someone about how they were going to go Black Friday shopping, and how she doesn't even go to get anything. Like, she doesn't buy the stuff that's actually on sale because she doesn't want any of that. She goes for the drama, basically. She goes because it's exciting. And I was like, you and I are incredibly different people, because I will just have a panic attack and spend the rest of the day in bed, totally wiped out if I do that.
I don't want to be out there battling it out for a DVD player. Like I'm not.
Right.
I'm not that kind of person. It's not worth it for me.
I did Black Friday once.
Yeah.
And afterwards declared, like, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah.
But basically, it was for special circumstances. I was living in Chicago with Ian, my significant other at the time. We're both into beer. And there was a beer release at a liquor store called Benny's.
Yeah.
And you could only get so many bottles per person.
So you literally need more people there.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get
so
more.
if I went, he could get twice as many, and we liked to try some immediately and then have at least one bottle that we could age, because it was the kind of beer that aged really well.
Yeah.
So we stood in line. I think we got there at like 2 a.m. or something. I had like some kind of stomach issues that day, and I was terrified that I might have like food poisoning kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Or a stomach bug. So I was sitting there like, oh god, this is awful.
Like hoping not to poop your pants on Thanksgiving.
Right. I have like 10 layers on, but like this is a mess.
Yeah.
And it was honestly like it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was cold. I was tired. I can't sleep in weird situations. Like,
sure.
Can't sleep in cars or on buses or on planes. I can't sleep out in public in the freezing cold.
I have watched you doze off once while I was driving us somewhere. I can't remember where we were going. Maybe coming back from Cincinnati, I watched you start to...
I can doze a little bit in the car. It's usually not for long and it's not good sleep, but occasionally I can doze in the car.
It's that weird delirious sleep where you keep waking up in the middle of half-formed dreams.
Yeah. But every now and then I can in the car, especially if it's just like me and you or like me and one other person.
Yeah.
But I did doze on the bus on the way back from New York a little bit.
Yeah, that's right.
I just don't do it very well. So we would like take turns sleeping in the car while we were waiting, and I could not fall asleep. I thought I had to go to the bathroom at one point, tried to go into like a Walgreens or something, and they would not let anyone use their bathroom. Mm-hmm. And then I ended up, they had porta potty set up. I ended up having to use the porta potty, and it turned out I didn't even have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
I was like panicking though. And then...
Exciting.
This is real good.
It's an exciting
good
story.
I
thought I had to go to the bathroom, but I didn't.
Well, I was like freaking out about it because I was like, oh God, I'm going to like poop my pants and I have 10 layers on.
I'll never get it out.
Oh, jeez. But it was fine. We got the beer we wanted to get, and then I went home and slept for like 2 hours, and then I went to work and was grumpy, and it was fine.
The worst waiting out for something story ever for me was when I waited out for the original Xbox.
Yeah.
I think I might have told you. I don't know if I ever did.
It sounds vaguely familiar.
I went out right after work. I got in the line. Two of my friends were there already, and about an hour and a half in, I decided I had to throw up. So
you did tell me about
walked down to the end of the sidewalk, all the way past all the waiting people, and immediately as I went around the corner, threw up onto a vending machine. So that was great. That was a good start. Came back, sat there, realized I was going to throw up again, went the other way this time, only made it to a trash can, puked in that. The people waiting saw this and went, oh no. And I was saying, I got to go sleep in my car or something. I got to go lay down. And even in that competitive line waiting environment, everyone was like, no, fine, we'll hold your spot. Just go. So I laid in my car for another couple hours and opened the door and puked out of it and then closed the door again.
Did you have like food poisoning
I had
or like
I still don't know what I had, but as the morning came, I walked over and I got up and I joined everybody and I got my Xbox, and then I went home and slept and I woke up, my brother was playing with it. My brother set it up while I was asleep. I woke up like 8 hours later.
I can remember that part of the story. Like, you didn't even get to be the first one to use the Xbox that you waited in line for.
It just drove me nuts.
Oh, jeez, that's awful.
So, yeah, waiting in line for stuff is a whole ordeal.
I'm not into it.
No.
Not into it. I feel like I waited in line for something recently and, again, realized I wasn't into it.
Well, you waited in line for Szechuan sauce. We didn't get any.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
You waited in line for a tattoo, but you actually got one.
Yeah, I did wait in line for that. That wasn't too bad, though. It was like, I got there, it was Black Friday, and they were doing their Friday the 13th tattoo specials. I got there at like 9 in the morning, and I think they opened it.
I don't know.
No.
Since I wasn't there for this one, I'm not totally sure.
I can't remember. Mm-hmm. I only waited like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then went inside and got my tattoo pretty quickly.
Yeah. Everything went pretty
well that time. Another good story. I talked to the people behind me in line about murder.
Cool.
That was fun. Because I was just like minding my own business, and the lady behind me, it was like a couple. So the lady behind me turns to her spouse and is like, I had a dream that I murdered you last night. And the guy goes, yeah, how's that different from any other night? And she goes, yeah, but this time it was like really real. Like I woke up needing to check if I murdered you. And I like turned around and just looked at them and went, just so you know, I'm actively eavesdropping on you right now. Like, I am now invested in your conversation.
Yeah.
And she told me all about her dream.
It sounds like very well
done. Good times.
So I don't know. I guess we've bandied about enough here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to get into the first segment of our show. One of my favorites.
You want a little news?
We're gonna do the news quiz.
You ready for a little news?
Yes. So you are going to present me. Chrissy's going to present me with two false stories and a true story, and I'm tasked with finding the true story. Which right now my record sits at about 40%, maybe, or is it 50 now?
50.
Dead even. 50-50. Had a real slow start. I want to break above 50% here. I want to real bad.
You gotta sniff out the truth.
All right, let's see. I'm super ready. Let's do it.
All right. First one. Surgery reveals Oregon Great Dane ate 43 socks.
Okay.
I went with a dog theme today, by the way.
There's a dog theme?
This is all dog theme.
Oh, the dog quiz.
Next one. World's tallest man owns world's tallest dog.
Hold on now. That seems too perfect. All right. Okay. All right.
Frank Sinatra's family reveal he wrote the theme song to Scooby-Doo cartoon.
I don't believe that one. I don't believe that one. I'm gonna pass on that one.
All right, you want to recap of the first two then?
Yeah, let's see. Let's hear them again.
Surgery reveals Oregon Great Dane ate 43 socks. And world's tallest man owns world's tallest dog.
Oh, man. I feel like I should almost phone a friend because that dog over there will not shut the hell up. I wonder what he thinks.
Bo, do you know the answer?
Damn. I believe the true story is that a Great Dane ate 43 socks. Final answer.
You would be right.
Yes! Woo!
A Great Dane did eat 43 socks.
Broke 50%.
So,
yes!
I got this story from Can I Pet Your Dog?
Okay.
Can I Pet Your Dog is another podcast I listen to. It's for people who love dogs and don't give a fuck if they're weird because of it.
Yeah. That certainly sounds like you.
I mentioned Renee and Allegra in an episode once, but I realized upon listening, I didn't mention they were from a podcast, Can I Pet Your Dog? I just, said them by name, like they're my friends.
Due to the weird nature of podcasting, I think every podcaster comments on this, is when people listen to you enough, it's like you form a relationship.
Right.
To the person talking, because it's like being in a room.
Not to mention that, they're fairly active in their group on Facebook. So I've actually, commented, and on Twitter, I've commented to them and had conversations with them, and they've interacted directly with me. So it's hard not to think of them as, they're people I actually know in some way. Mm-hmm. But I just realized, I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. I didn't even say what they're from. I just said their names. Everyone should know who they are. And I wanted to correct that here. Mm-hmm. Allegra and Renee from Can I Pet Your Dog? It's a great podcast. Nice. I love it. There was an episode, a live episode, and they had 3 guests. They had Karen Kilgariff, Ginny Garofalo, and Drew Lynch, 3 comedians. And I didn't realize that Karen Kilgariff was on one of their episodes, so I wanted to listen to it. And on it, they mentioned this story of the Great Dane that ate 43 socks.
That's insane.
They know
that's a lot of socks.
I think it's actually 43 and a half socks, technically.
That's like the socks of over 21 people.
They know it's 43 because they removed them from the dog's stomach and they counted them.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure that's what the surgery was about.
The picture. The surgery was about that because the dog wasn't going to the bathroom and eating or anything like that. And so they did an x-ray and were like, all right. Well, and had to do surgery.
The good news is he's going to be fine.
Who has that many socks?
I have a lot of socks.
43?
Probably. The thing about me though is I keep socks with holes in them where they're falling off my feet. So I got generations of socks. Ugh. Just years and years worth of socks. I
lose mine way sooner than I can. I can't get that many socks because I don't know where any of them are. Yeah. I know where they are.
Where are they?
They're wrapped up in my bed sheets.
Are you serious?
That's gotta be where they are because
Are you not taking your socks off before you lay down for sleep?
No, that's not what happens.
You gotta take them socks off. Let
No,
the feet breathe.
I always take my socks off when I go to bed. No, what happens is I'm a garbage person and I can't fold or put away laundry.
I'm a garbage person.
But I need a place to put my dirty laundry. So I dump my clean laundry out of the bin onto my bed so I can fold it, which I never do.
Yeah.
And then I put my dirty laundry in the laundry thing in the hamper. But then I just sleep on the clean laundry.
Yeah.
And it just like, there's so many socks in my bed, I'm sure. So.
Oh my God. Well, all right. So record's over 50%. I'm a news quiz champion.
Gotta say, that wasn't my finest job of making those up. I kind of left those to the last minute.
Honestly, I was pretty 50-50. I thought the world's tallest man might have deliberately acquired the world's tallest dog.
He could have.
I mean, if I was the world's tallest man, I want the world's tallest pets.
Right.
Come on.
It just makes sense.
I mean, they're too little. I don't want to do like a Lenny from Of Mice and Men thing, or where I accidentally break all their necks because I'm too big and strong. I want a big giant dog that can take it. Can take my gigantic pets.
Okay, we get it.
This big old like tennis racket hands petting my dog.
For the record, the world's tallest dog is 3 feet and like 3/4 of an inch.
Okay.
Or 3 feet and it's something like that. It's over 3 feet. And
it doesn't seem that tall to me for a giant dog.
That is on all fours.
Still, like, 3 feet's like half me.
Yeah.
I guess that is pretty
That's
big dog.
pretty big. I'm only 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's just short of being a foot shorter than me. Mm-hmm. So I guess I'm 5'2", but you get the gist.
That makes more sense.
And then when they like stand on their hind legs, the dog is probably like 7 feet tall.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Big old Marmaduke.
Yeah, and it is a Great Dane.
Naturally.
Yeah, of course.
Makes sense.
And I think he weighed like somewhere around 200 pounds.
Wow, that's a big old dog.
Big old doggo. One of the world's tallest dogs, because like one had passed away and then eventually there was a new one, but I forget which one of them it was, but one of those dogs, they were both Great Danes, one of them had eaten several couches.
Yeah.
And it made me think of Bo, because he's eaten so many couches. Yeah. And I was like, this is why I think he's part Great Dane, because they just love to destroy couches.
Yeah, right. I'm going to go rustle him up. Go. Come on. Get off there. He will not stop groaning and whining at me. I cannot figure it out. Oh, no. I just hit the car. I just hit my car remote. And now I'm freaking him out.
As long as the alarm doesn't go off.
Yeah. So, yeah, go investigate, dog. Get out of here. Yeah. Now I've just set him off on a clucking spree.
He's
so that's
clucking.
Great. This is all great fucking radio.
It's even better podcasting.
So I want to talk about real quickly this annoying sound that keeps going off on the podcast. I have, for the first time in a while, gone a whole day without a cigarette, which is all right. I'm trying to step away from smokes, but that means in the short term I'm a little irritated, and I'm going to be making this annoying sucking noise.
To be clear, it's because you're using an e-cig. You're using a vape.
Yes.
You're not just like
Vape-nation.
soothing yourself by making a weird sucking noise.
No, not just like slurping on a straw and getting mad. Like there's a purpose to it. But yeah, it's like I don't know. I've been trying to do this today. It's working out okay, but in the meanwhile, it means I'm real annoying to listen to.
And Dave is like currently digging his fingernails into the wood table. because
feelings.
Because cigarettes are hard.
Yeah.
Nicotine is a bitch.
Yeah. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about real briefly. And then the second thing I wanted to talk about, well, I thought I might talk a little bit about net neutrality today.
All right.
It's relevant again, unfortunately. because the current FCC chairman, Ajit Pai, is slated to pretty soon push forward with, revisions to the net neutrality rules, which, prevent ISPs from favoring traffic destinations on, wireless net or wired internet networks. Your home internet, your Comcasts of the world can't favor, one destination for traffic, over another one. So currently they're not allowed to do things like slow down, Netflix or HBO if it competes with their own streaming service or things like that. And that it's relevant again because they're getting ready to do something about this, and there has been a pretty large push throughout the internet today to get people to go out, write a letter, file on the FCC briefing. They I don't know if they have to read these, but I know they read some of them. So I think actually it's still active if you go to the website that John Oliver set up, which is at www.gofccyourself.com, which cracks me up. You can go there; it'll take you right to the actual the page where you can file a brief comment on the resolution before they go through with it. So there's like a waiting period. I actually learned today on NPR that it started when FDR started establishing all of these different regulatory bodies. And it goes all the way back to then that they had this period of taking public comments, because for the first time ever, these new organizations were micro-regulating a whole bunch of different aspects of American life, so they decided it would be a good idea if people could comment. And it's been around ever since. So use it. It's your right as a citizen to get in there and say something, and a very tired, underpaid intern will read it. Or not.
Let's be honest. He'll click on it to make the link turn purple to show that he clicked on it, and then he'll just click away.
Yeah, right. Do like what you do with your inbox where you're like, I don't want to read any of these, and just hit red, mark all red, and move on with your life. But it is important. It's really important. I told you this already off microphone, but the first beginnings of this you're already starting to see with companies like cell companies, where they say, sign up for our new plan, our mobile plan, and you'll get unlimited data through, like, say, HBO. So all of your HBO viewing doesn't count towards your data cap. And on some level that sounds cool as a consumer, because maybe I watch a lot of HBO, and maybe I don't want to, pay for every gigabyte that I use to stream HBO. It sounds good on some level, but it is pretty corrosive to the way that the internet works.
Yeah.
So if you imagine this happening for long enough, and people starting to favor, different providers over others, different, websites or platforms over others, because they're getting an incentive through their wireless or their home internet company, it starts to artificially shape the market of what people do on the internet.
Yeah, it doesn't even keep the playing field as even as it currently is.
Right.
And that's why it's called net neutrality.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. The idea is that network providers ought to be neutral. That picking winners and losers on some level is bad for innovation on the internet. And you hear this argument made in a lot of different contexts. I think it makes a lot of sense when it comes to your internet provider. That, let's say tomorrow I was to start my own form of some streaming service, but people don't want to use it because they're getting charged by the gigabyte through their, provider.
Yeah.
I don't see traffic for artificial reasons. And you start to see, the development of sort of monopolies and different types of internet services as a result.
Yeah, that's where it's really troubling. And like you said, it can artificially change the market.
Yeah. So
it could be that less people start using Netflix, especially if they do things like throttle your ability to use your wireless connection. So, just make it fucking difficult to stream Netflix because they're not backing them.
Yeah. So
no one's going to use Netflix, or people are going to use it less. It's going to be more difficult. I don't want my internet service determining what I can and can't watch on a service that I fucking pay for.
Yeah, or essentially penalizing you for making different choices.
Right. I already don't want them to do this stupid cap thing that they do right now.
Yeah.
That's already fucking idiotic.
Data cap is frustrating enough.
I'm already paying you for a service.
Yeah.
Stop putting all these stupid things. Like, stop adding more things to screw me over.
Yeah.
It's already expensive and I'm already getting boned here, so...
Now, imagine a future in which Vimeo makes a deal with AT&T and you can watch as much Vimeo as you want and it doesn't count towards your data cap.
Which is useless.
Yeah, well, but then watch, imagine that people start migrating away from YouTube because there's a lot of viewership on Vimeo because,
and
say
there's already
AT&T.
reasons to migrate away from YouTube.
Sure, right. And people already are. But I can just see a nightmare scenario in which stuff we all really like using now becomes you're penalized or punished for choosing it over a competitor.
Right.
And it starts to, affect all of our habits. There's a reason that the internet ought to remain open and free. And if you're listening to this and you're wondering if there's something you could do about it, there is. Go to www.gofccyourself.com, file a letter, make an argument, write a letter that says, how you feel about this kind of thing if you have an opinion on it. It's literally the only thing you can do. Well, not the only thing. The other thing you can do that's really, really valuable, especially if you're in Ohio, call Rob Portman. Rob Portman, who has already well been exposed as taking an awful lot of money from ISP companies, something to the tune of $300 and some thousand last year, and has signed on to support changing the rules on net neutrality. I mean, this is a guy who needs a phone call. So if you're not particularly petrified of calling your senator, I would highly recommend you do that.
Even if you are, get someone who's not to call for you.
Right, exactly.
Hey, the thought of making a phone call doesn't make you want to hide under your blankets for 3 days? Hey, can you make this phone call for me?
I almost made the call today that I chickened out. I think I'm going to do it. It's super important. And yes, these guys are bought and they have been lobbied and they have money in their pockets. But if you shut down their phones for a week, maybe they start to think differently because what they really care about is re-election, and you can and cannot help that happen.
Yeah.
So this is a really important thing. Everyone, who gives a damn about the open internet is screaming about it right now.
Anyone who's listening to this podcast should care about this because you are streaming a podcast right now. You're streaming a podcast.
Yeah.
You could maybe not do this in the future, or it would be harder to, or we would end up not being able to make the podcast anymore because we don't get any listeners because they're basically penalized for listening.
Yeah, there's a pretty decent chance we'd make this if not anyone listened anyway. But
it's true.
The point still stands.
It's true. And obviously not just us, but, any podcast you listen to, any media you consume over the internet, any streaming service, any websites that you like to go to, it can affect everything. So it is important. We should do what we can to try to put a halt to it.
You use your right as a citizen to make your voice heard because this is awful damn important. So anyway, having said that, I think it's time we take a little bit of a break here, and we're going to come back with our main topic. That was a long yawn.
A real big yawn.
That was a huge yawn. We will be back in a minute with our main topic, so stick around. And we're back.
And we're back.
We're back.
We're back.
I want a cigarette so bad right now. You have no idea.
Dave is really angry.
Oh, God. Just ah! That's how I feel right now. There's an angry troll inside of me.
I'm sorry.
Working me with levers.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna have a beer. How's that? I'm gonna have a beer. I'm not gonna smoke. I'm not gonna have a cigarette.
Okay. Dave is losing. Guys, Dave is losing it.
I really am. You know, the first day is always the hardest.
I don't know if you can hear that or not.
Yeah, they can. They can hear that. Anyway, we are back with our main topic. Beer.
Dave drinks a beer.
And something else. Would you like to talk about it a little bit?
Sure. So this topic was a suggestion from one of our friends. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, right now, we can't remember which one of our friends.
I know someone told me, and I cannot remember who, and it's driving me nuts.
We talked about it about a month ago, and I said, we have like a Google Drive document where we throw all the topics. And I looked and I saw one that I didn't recognize. Said, oh, who suggested that? And Dave couldn't remember. But then later he remembered. But then he didn't tell me that he remembered.
And then I forgot.
But then he forgot again. So
I'm so sorry to whoever told me to do this.
We'll remember who you are. And we will thank you by name when we remember.
Yes.
But we do know this was a suggestion from one of our friends. So thank you. Should I just get into the topic?
Go ahead. Go for it.
The Green Children of Woolpit.
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 A pit of wool. Sure sounds like it's in Scotland. Is it in Scotland? That's my guess.
It's in Suffolk, England.
Ah, okay. So fuck yourself.
Yes. So, just like some brief information, this is kind of like a legend taking place in the 12th century.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
We're going that far back.
Yeah, we're going back.
I like history.
There are many versions and translations of it.
Okay.
In 1189, William of Newborough wrote Historia Rerum Anglicarum. And basically, him and the next person I'm going to talk about, they're like local historians, essentially. They would just document the goings-on of the town and nearby people.
Okay, so like the village nerd who just writes everything
essentially,
down.
Yeah. And then in 1220, Ralph of Coggeshall wrote Chronicum Anglicanum.
Okay.
And so this story, or a version of the story, appeared in both of those.
Now that would be the Chronicle of Anglicanum.
Chronicum of Anglicanum.
Which in like modern English is the Chronicle of Anglicanum.
Yeah, the Chronicle of Anglica.
This isn't working.
I don't get it.
It's not that funny. Please move on.
Now I want to know.
No, it's a stupid joke. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, but now I feel stupid
no,
for not getting it.
You got the whole thing. It's not funny.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as it's just not funny.
Yeah, it's just not funny.
This story was briefly mentioned in 1586 by William Camden in Britannia. In the early 17th century by Bishop Francis Godwin in The Man in the Moon. And both of those reference William of Newborough's account.
Okay.
So the first one I mentioned. So I briefly want to read the story for you.
Okay.
I'm going to read the William of Newborough's version.
Are you going to read it in like Middle English? Is it like...
It's a translation of it.
Okay.
Some of it's still going to be a little bit old-timey sounding and wordy, so okay. I will give like a more modern quick synopsis after I read it.
Okay.
But I thought it was fun to read the actual story.
Let's do it.
So let me just find my link here real quick. I have it here. I had it up and then Facebooked. I'm horrible.
No!
Okay, here it is.
Okay.
This is on esoterics.com, esoterx.com is where I found this version. It was a pretty good reference because they break down some details of the story as well.
Okay.
As I used it a little bit. So here the story goes.
Okay.
In East Anglia there is a village, distant as it is said 4 or 5 miles from the noble monastery of the blessed king and martyr Edmund. Near this place are seen some very ancient cavities called wolf pits, that is, in English, pits for wolves, and which give their name to the adjacent village. During harvest, while the reapers were employed in gathering in the produce of the fields, 2 children, a boy and a girl, completely green in their persons, and clad in garments of a strange color and unknown materials, emerged from these excavations. While wandering through the fields in astonishment, they were seized by the reapers and conducted to the village, and many persons coming to see so novel a sight, they were kept some days without food. But when they were nearly exhausted with hunger, and yet could relish no species of support which was offered to them, it happened that some beans were brought in from the field, which they immediately seized with avidity, and examined the stalk for the pulse. But not finding it in the hollow of the stalk, they wept bitterly.
Ooh.
Upon this, one of the bystanders, taking the beans from the pods, offered them to the children, who seized them directly and ate them with pleasure. By this food they were supported for many months, until they learnt the use of bread. At length, by degrees, and it's so funny.
The use of
Yeah,
bread.
yeah. And also, me too, fam.
Yeah,
Me too.
right.
Until I discovered bread. You know? Okay, where was I? At length, by degrees, they changed their original color through the natural effect of our food, and became like ourselves, and also learnt our language. It seemed fitting to certain discreet persons that they should receive the sacrament of baptism, which was administered accordingly.
Of course.
The boy, who appeared to be the younger, surviving his baptism but a little time, died prematurely. His sister, however, continued in good health, and differed not in the least from the women of our own country. Afterwards, as it is reported, she was married at Lynn, and was living a few years since, at least, so they say. Moreover, after they had acquired our language, on being asked who and whence they were, they are said to have replied, "We are inhabitants of the land of St. Martin, who is regarded with peculiar veneration in the country which gave us birth." Being further asked where that land was, and how they came thence hither, they answered, "We are ignorant of both those circumstances," as only children can speak. We are ignorant of both those circumstances.
That sounds like kids to me.
We only remember this, that on a certain day, when we were feeding our father's flocks in the field, we heard a great sound, such as we are now accustomed to hear at St. Edmund's, when the bells are chiming. And whilst listening to the sound in admiration, we became on a sudden, as it were, entranced, and found ourselves among you in the fields where you were reaping. Being questioned whether in that land they believed in Christ, or whether the sun arose, they replied that the country was Christian and possessed churches, but said they, "The sun does not rise upon our countrymen. Our land is little cheered by its beams. We are contented with that twilight which among you precedes the sunrise or follows the sunset. Moreover, a certain luminous country is seen not far distant from ours, and divided from it by a very considerable river." These and many other matters, too numerous to particularize, they are said to have recounted to curious inquirers. Let everyone say as he pleases, and reason on such matters according to his abilities. I feel no regret at having recorded an event so prodigious and miraculous. William of Newborough, Historia Rerum Anglicarum, Book 1, Chapter 27.
All right.
So let's break it down in more modern, understandable English.
The first part I got from this is little green kids get pulled out of a field and taken prisoner, essentially.
So it does sound like that from the writing.
And
but
made to eat peas?
So basically, these 2 children fall into wolf pits. They're like, basically it's to catch wolves, so the wolves don't come into the fields and
Yeah.
Eat their chickens or whatever, destroy the crops. So these kids fall in. They are found by the people who are out gathering the harvest. They get them out of the pit. In all the other accounts I've heard, it kind of sounds like they kind of take the kids in, and they're like curious about who they are, because obviously they're green.
Yeah, like
These
bright
children
green and
are
in weird clothes.
If you didn't
too.
catch that, the children are green. They're wearing clothes that don't fit like the current times, what anyone else is wearing, and they're speaking a language that no one can understand. So they're in this version, it sounds like they starve them for 3 days. In other versions, basically they make it more clear that the children are refusing to eat. Like they won't eat anything or can't eat anything. This version makes it sound like they're expecting the beans to be alive, and when they're not, they're like upset. But when someone takes the actual beans outside of the stalk, they eat them, and then that's what they survive on for months.
It's really weird because, I caught, as you described that, it was like they handed them the pod and they were feeling it for a pulse.
Yeah.
And then when they realized that the pod was not a living being, they like wept.
Yeah. I didn't read any other account that like any more specifics on that detail.
That's really insane.
But every story has the same detail that they survive on beans.
Yeah.
Like they eat
and
just
then they change
beans
color
for a while, and then eventually find the love of bread.
The use of bread.
The use of bread.
How to use bread.
And then the more they eat our food and the longer they're around, they are not green anymore. And that was consistent in every story, every version I heard of.
It's a weird
and
story.
Basically, the theory is that the food of where they were from is what made them green. Whatever they were eating made them green. So
okay. It presumably wasn't peas, although you would think that might maybe turn someone green. I don't know.
So they're around for a little while. They decide to baptize these children. They kind of someone adopted them. They took them in.
Yeah.
They baptized the kids. The younger one, who was the boy, passed away after the baptism.
Yeah.
But the girl grew up and married someone nearby. There was someone who was named as who her caretaker was, and someone who was named as the person she married. But they're all kind of like rumors and nebulous details.
Yeah.
They're not,
Yeah, right.
It's not necessarily historically accurate. We don't really know, but
this far back, histories get muddled anyway.
Yeah.
So it's reasonable to think that there's some ambiguities there, some mixed details.
Yeah, and in some of the stories, it's specified that so the little boy dies, and then she's still alive, and she learns English, and then they ask her about the details, and she responds. In this story, it sounds like both of the children were around long enough to learn English and tell the details, but basically they say they don't know how they got into Woolpit.
Yeah.
They were kind of distracted or disoriented, and they just ended up in the wolf pit.
Yeah.
They don't know how it happened, and then they were taken in by the town.
Okay.
And their village that they lived in, where they are from, is called St. Martin's Land.
Okay.
Or Narnia. St. Martin's Land, and it is a land that is always in twilight. There's no sun.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's basically it. Apparently, according to this story, they are Christian and they have churches in their land.
Really weird.
Yeah.
Sounds like the far north for one. I mean, where it's, half the year it's just dark, but only half the year. There's no real place on Earth quite like that.
So that's the story. And there are two main theories about what this story can mean. Okay. Granted, this is a really long time ago. It's from the 12th century.
Yeah.
So it's all just supposition. But the one main story is it's some kind of folklore or just storytelling. It's just a story got passed around and retold as things do. Yeah. So talking of folklore, it's just a story about otherworld or inhabitants of fairies or spirits.
Yeah.
There are some people, namely a Scottish astronomer named Duncan Lunan,
Okay.
who says that this is actually a story about extraterrestrials, that these were extraterrestrials.
Well, that's the first thing that I thought of is these green kids in weird clothes speaking another language.
Yep.
It sort of feels like the prototype for any alien story.
And he says these children were from a faraway planet. They got lost during a matter transmitter malfunction.
Okay.
He claimed he could trace the descendants of the green children to the present day.
Okay. I don't know how he could have possibly claimed to do that.
He also says that their planet could have been trapped in a synchronous orbit around its sun, which produced that constant twilight. So they were spinning like the same way.
Yeah.
And so they were always, that part of their planet was always dark.
Like our moon, where half of it is always facing away from the sun and it's the same half.
Yeah. And he said that their green color was from eating the genetically modified alien plants of their planet.
I'm smelling so much bullshit on
So
this guy.
I didn't dive into that too much. That's basically, I mean, these are his claims.
Yeah, right.
You're never going to prove or disprove those, but it's interesting.
It is interesting.
Someone asserted that these could be inhabitants of a world beneath our Earth. That could be, a place where it's only twilight. People living underground.
Yeah.
The other side of this, the other theory, is that this isn't just out and out folklore or made up stories, that this is an account of a real event and the details just kind of got garbled or got filled in or made up with something that sounds fantastical.
Yeah.
It could have been an account of a kidnapping, but the account that kind of makes the most sense with the time and geographically what was happening is that the kids were Flemish immigrant orphans.
Okay.
And I'll discuss why.
I was going to say, I'm sure you're going to give me a reason to think that.
So, yes. So, on the Esoterics website, this is some of the stuff that they dive into. And I saw Wikipedia also had this information. On the Esoterics website, they discuss specifically St. Martin's Land. That's what their homeland is called.
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay, well, why? Why that? Even if it's a folktale, why that detail? Why call it that?
Seems a very specific detail to hang around.
Yeah, does that have significance? There are several St. Martins that it could be referencing.
Yeah.
Mostly actual saints named Martin. And if you go on to esoterics.com, this article was titled Going Green, the Subterranean Kingdom of St. Martin's Land. They have a lot of theories and info on the namesake. They discuss all the different saints and stuff like that. It was not that important, I felt, to the story. So
okay.
I glossed over some of that. But the most interesting part to me, and the most likely to me, is that about a mile north of Woolpit was a village called Fornham St. Martin.
Interesting.
So this is a village adjacent to Woolpit, and it was occupied by Flemish weavers and merchants.
Okay.
Now, they were persecuted and massacred approximately around 1173 during the reign of Henry II. So typically, Flemish people aren't green. Although you could conflate hearing Flemish, Flemish, with Flemish, Plemish. So it could have been like a mistranslation.
Well, would people have been saying Flemish back then to mean like I got some phlegm. I got a clear little, feeling a little Flemish.
Well, they might have been using it in reference to they might have.
I'm feeling
They
a little
might
Flemish.
have. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Sorry, BB.
A little Flemish over here.
Oh, no. It's a little green boy.
I'm turning green right now.
He did not die after all. So that was just a little detail. Probably not, but it's fun to think about.
Yeah, it's fun to think about.
But the Flemish people lived a mile north of Woolpit. As I said, there were massacres and persecutions. a couple kids could have escaped and found shelter in nearby tin mines or in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And then they could have reemerged later speaking Flemish, having chlorosis, which I'll talk about what that is.
Oh.
And they could be perplexed by current affairs. And so they could be like totally out of the loop and unfamiliar.
Yeah. Most of the stuff really makes sense. The not really being aware they were and the not speaking the language and being kind of like malnourished and all this stuff makes sense except the green, which it sounds like you're going to get into.
Yeah, so real quick, I'll talk about what chlorosis is. It is hypochromic anemia, also called green sickness. Huh. And hypochromic anemia is a generic term for any type of anemia in in which red blood cells are paler than normal.
Okay.
So red blood cells have like a pale center.
I didn't realize that.
And in this anemia, the pale area is increased due to disproportionate reduction of red cell hemoglobin in proportion to the volume of the cell. So they have less hemoglobin, and so that pale area is larger.
Is hemoglobin the redder part of it?
Yeah, it's the part that's bonded with iron, and it gives it that.
I feel like I should have known that, but that's interesting.
It causes a green tinge to the skin. It also causes a lack of energy, shortness of breath, dyspepsia, which is indigestion, which could be a reason they don't want to eat.
Yeah.
Headaches, capricious or scanty appetite. So again, like, might not want to eat.
Yeah.
And amenorrhea, which is absence of menstruation in women. So it's basically the kind of things that you get when you're malnourished, when you're not getting the nutrients that you need.
I didn't know this was a thing.
Mm-hmm. It's apparently just a type of anemia, usually from malnourishment.
That kind of starts to blow the case open, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it turns it from something that's just like a silly story into something that could have been a historical account. Obviously, some details were, elaborated upon or whatnot, but that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I can see it.
So, at this point in my notes, I said that's the most likely explanation, but they make reference to being from a distant land. Obviously, Fornham St. Martin isn't a distant land. Although, if a little Flemish orphan kid who was an immigrant and brought to this land, and then their parents were massacred and they escaped, and then later they hid and they were found, and someone asked where they're from, they could have been referencing home. They could have been referencing their original home, which would be a distant land. I could get that. Obviously, in Fornham St. Martin, it's not twilight all the time. But if they had, hidden somewhere, it could have been twilight all the time to them if they're hiding in tin mines.
Yeah, that's true. And the other thing is they're confused, probably.
Right.
They're like...
And then one point that someone made is that it's unlikely that the educated recorders of the story, like this William of Newborough, would not recognize a Flemish, the Flemish language since it was so nearby.
That's a good point.
But these are all details. I mean, this seems the most likely to me if it is an actual historical account. Yeah. But...
do we know how long after the event happened that they would have been recording it? Do we have any idea of, when it happened versus when this was written?
No, I mean, the earliest account was in 1189, and then the next account after that was 1220. So it could have happened right before 1189, or it could have happened even further before that. In William of Newborough's account, he makes it sound like he witnessed it. Oh. But I don't know. I mean, it's possible he didn't. We can't really know for sure. He was the one doing the recording, Right. I found that pretty interesting. So then, historian Derek Brewer, he chalks this whole thing up to some kids got lost They didn't know their address, and they had chlorosis from a dietary deficiency.
Yeah.
The rest of the details were filled in and embellished, but basically there were some lost kids who hadn't been eating well.
Yeah, right.
They didn't know where they were. And then someone else, Jeffrey Jerome Cohen, interprets this to be a story of racial differences. He feels that William was writing of the Welsh in such a way that he didn't have to come out and say he was. The children are a memory of England's past and violent conquest of indigenous Britons by Anglo-Saxons, followed by Norman invasion. It's a reminder of racial differences between the Normans and Anglo-Saxons, and the children also embody the Welsh, the Irish and Scots, who were forcibly anglicized. The boy who dies, rather than assimilate, represents otherness that will perish.
Oh.
So he kind of takes this as an allegory for discussing racial differences and things that were happening at the time without directly coming out and saying it.
That seems possible.
And it's likely that a historian would write a story about something. I mean, fables were used to teach a lesson, and we have a lot of, fairy tales and such that were used to teach a lesson. It could have been a folk tale used for that reason,
Yeah.
So that's just another theory, but that's kind of the long and short of it. It's just a folk tale that's been around a really long time, and we don't really know how much is an account of something that happened and how much was just made up.
Yeah.
But it's been passed around and retranslated and altered here and there.
What's interesting to me is how many of the details are consistent with the idea that they're lost, malnourished kids.
Yeah. I mean, really, that it makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, a lot of folktales, if you've broken down a lot of fairy tales that seem fantastical at the face of it, you could go, oh yeah, they're lost kids.
Yeah, right.
Hansel and Gretel and and any number of folktales and fables and fairy tales. So, I don't know, I thought it was interesting. It was fun.
Yeah.
A fun little perusal of history.
It's an odd little chunk. Like, I love, first of all, I think what I love the most about it is that it's the oldest story I've ever heard that sounds like it's about aliens.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm sure there's people out there, obviously that one guy.
Yeah.
Who are like, aliens.
Yeah, right.
Definitely aliens. But yeah, I mean, you could totally get that from that story.
I love that he thinks he can track all of the descendants, all the alien people that are still around.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Like, literally little green men, dude. Like, that's a little bit far for me. And then like, how would he even be able to trace that based on the fact that we don't even know anything about those people themselves, these kids themselves?
I don't know.
We know so little.
I mean, supposedly, according to William of Newborough, or one of these writers, they know who she married, so it's possible he tracked the genealogy or something, but I don't think so.
I kind of hope he doesn't turn that list over to anybody. Mm-hmm. Someone's gonna get a real annoying visit from some dude that listened to Art Bell Coast to Coast.
Oh man, I miss Art Bell's Coast to Coast.
Yeah, right? Coast to Coast AM.
So this was a little bit of a departure from last week, a much needed departure. I originally had another topic I was going to do.
Right.
And I started to dig into it, and I was like, this is going to be too much. We said we were going to do something lighter, and this has too many similar themes to what we just talked about.
Yeah.
And I'm still going to do it. I think I'll do it for my next episode that I do. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to bum people out. I want people to be able to listen to the show. And if, that's something they have trouble listening to, I didn't want there to be 2 episodes in a row that they wouldn't be able to listen to the main part of the show. So this is a little bit lighter. And I have bonus.
Ooh, bonus.
I did a little extra research.
Oh, really?
on another kind of mini topic, because I knew it wouldn't be enough for a whole topic one day.
Right. I think you said you might do that.
And it's similar enough because I did some research on the Green Man.
That's right. We talked about that. I knew you were going to look into this one as well.
Yeah, I had read about it before. I kind of knew of him. And this story is cool because it's an urban legend that is based on a real person. We do know who he was, and we do know his story. That's
sweet.
So rare that happens. Honestly, it takes place not that far from you and I, too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it is.
So this is another legend of a green person, but this one is definitely real. He's the Green Man, but his name was Raymond Robinson. He was born October 29th, 1910, and lived until June 11th, 1985. Okay. So just passed away a couple years before we were born.
Wow. I didn't realize he was around that long.
Yeah. He is from Beaver County, Pennsylvania, which really isn't too far from us in Youngstown, Ohio.
It's pretty close.
He was severely disfigured. He did not go out in public for fear of causing panic. He took long walks at night. Oh,
God. That might be even scarier.
So, because of this, story spread. It turns into an urban legend and ghost story that overshadows his real life.
Yeah.
The urban legend is that as a boy, he wanted to see into a bird's nest, so he climbed an electrical pole, and he was shocked and fell. He lost his eyes, nose, mouth, one ear, and one arm.
Oh my God.
This is the legend. He grew up and hid in an abandoned house. He was called the Green Man because his skin was that color due to the electrical shock. The truth is that when he was 9 years old, he was injured by an electrical line on the Murado Bridge outside of Beaver Falls. Now, this bridge had a trolley on it. And there were electrical lines of 1,200 volts up to 2,200 volts on this bridge.
What?
It's like you've seen trolley lines, right?
Are you talking about those big giant ones?
Yeah, it was like a trolley that ran over a bridge. But it was powered by electrical lines, and so there were some that were as low as 1,200 volts and some that were as high as 22,000 volts.
Jesus.
These electrical lines on this bridge killed a boy less than a year prior to Raymond Robinson being injured by them.
That's a lot of volts.
Yep, and who knows which one hit him, Right. There were multiple lines. Maybe other boy that passed away, got more of a shock than Raymond Robinson. Regardless, he survived despite the fact that nobody thought he would.
Yeah.
He did lose his eyes, his nose, and his right arm. Have you seen pictures of him?
I have not.
I will show you a picture of him. There are pictures of this man.
Jeez.
As an adult, he lived in Koppel. He spent days at home with his relatives. He made doormats, wallets, and belts to sell.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, he took long walks at night alone along State Route 351.
Okay.
The locals would search for him, go out looking for him, and most of the time he would hide from them or kind of try to keep himself away from them. But occasionally he would trade beer and cigarettes for conversation. He'd be like, give me a beer and we'll talk a little bit. Give me a cigarette, we'll talk a little bit, kind of thing. You just interact with people. Hey, have a smoke and talk to us.
Sure.
Because he walked alone at night a lot, he was struck by cars several times.
No shit.
But he lived, obviously, to a decent age. Once he got older, he couldn't take his walks anymore. He did retire to a geriatric home in Beaver Falls. Mm-hmm. But this is just, a normal dude who had a really bad accident as a kid and was disfigured and unfortunately felt like he couldn't go out in public during the day because of how people would react to him.
Yeah.
But was just a normal guy living his life in urban legends take over, and people's curiosity and morbid curiosity sometimes.
Well, like the long walks at night make it go from just like a local sort of like a tragedy to like downright spooky to people.
Yeah, but it makes sense why. You know, like it's not like he was just a creepy dude walking alone at night. It was like he felt like he couldn't go out during the day, but you can't blame a man for wanting to go for a walk.
I don't fault him for it. It's just like that would explain people hunting him down at night.
Are you ready to see a picture?
Yes.
Of Raymond Robinson.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And if you guys do look up Raymond Robinson,
got it bad.
Raymond Robinson, you can very quickly find pictures of him. They're easy to find.
Oh my God, this guy got it bad.
Yeah, his face was very disfigured. Like I said, he did not have eyes. He lost his nose. He does have a mouth, but yeah, he was a disfigured individual. He had a horrible accident. The fact that he survived is amazing.
Someone did a recreation to try and match a photo, and that looks like a plausible recreation.
Yeah, it's like, to describe what that looks like, it's like where the eyes are, the skin is kind of grown over. The nose is kind of, there's not an actual nose, but the place where it would be is kind of exposed, and then where his lip would be is a little bit like almost overgrown.
Yeah.
Imagine if someone was severely electrocuted and took a lot of damage to the face. Like,
that's a surprising amount of damage, honestly. Even knowing what happened, that looks like it really, really hurt.
I'm sure it did. But yeah, that's Raymond Robinson, real dude who lived not too far from us and just living his life.
Yeah, dude,
trying to live his life. Yeah, and he lived a pretty long time.
Yeah.
What's that like? He was, oh God, I can't do mental math. Like,
wait,
60.
Born when?
1910 to 1985.
Yeah, so he would have been 75 years old.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good life.
Yeah, it's a pretty good long life.
I mean, a lengthy life.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say good life. I mean, he did have his face blown off.
It's true, but I hope that he still had a decently happy life.
Yeah.
For him. It sounds like there was probably a lot of sadness, a lot of isolation.
Yeah.
But he did live with family. It wasn't like he lived all by himself.
Right.
He did make things, like he did something productive, which I feel like if something happened to me and I couldn't make things, I couldn't be productive in some way, that would be the worst thing.
Yeah.
Like not being able to create something or like just contribute to society or my household.
Yeah, I agree.
Be crappy. But like he did stuff. It probably wasn't the best life. It sounds really sad in some ways, but it also sounds like he was okay. Yeah. You know, like
to survive something like that is like just unbelievable, and to get like basically a second chance at living. Yeah. Because that would kill almost anybody, I think. And it
did. Yeah. Kill someone before him, so.
Oh, Green Man. You poor guy.
The Green Man. It's a great story because he's a real person.
Yeah, right.
The real story is more interesting than the urban legend in that case.
Yeah, I think so.
I wanted to talk about him because I didn't think I'd have an opportunity to talk about him another time. It's not long enough of a story to really make its own episode, but it fit the color scheme.
It did. It matched the palette of this episode. Yeah. So there's that.
And that's that, guys.
All right. Well, yeah, that was a cool one. Thank you for both of those. That was a really interesting couple of stories.
Yeah, I had fun researching those. Yeah. I was glad to take a break from researching the more horrible shit I will talk about in the future.
Yeah, so brace yourself for a couple episodes from now when we bring you down a couple of pegs again.
Yeah. It's gonna be a real ebb and flow, this podcast. Real rising of the tides.
Yeah. But thank you for listening to our 13th episode, an appropriately spooky episode for 13.
Spooky 13.
Appropriately quite spooky, I would say.
Pretty spooky.
Yeah, it's fairly...
maybe some little alien kids, you know? Yeah.
So, anyway, thank you for listening, and we will see you in another week with another episode.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy your holidays.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving. Happy eating a lot and passing out and probably watching football day.
Yeah. Enjoy that, and we'll see you again in another week with more Goose Chase.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Goose Chase. We are Goose Chase Podcast on Facebook and Twitter. On Twitter, our handle is @GooseChasePod, and our website is www.goosechasepodcast.com.
If you have any topics you would like us to research, please email us at goosechasepodcast@gmail.com.
Want to go on a goose chase?
Yes.